All right, we're
I know you
live.
about to get mad.
All right, we're
let's
live.
roll it.
All right, everybody. This is for the old breed, and today I'm with my friend Furby. He's actually an old army, and welcome to the podcast, Furb.
Appreciate it, man. I'm excited to be here for sure.
All right, man. So listen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Furb. I'm a veteran. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I come from a dope family. I came from a strong mom. I'm a writer. I'm an investor. And I run a nonprofit as well. And I do my own podcast, Get Legit Podcast. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Okay. So, but how did we meet?
So me and P met. We were on a little military operation, and just a small operation. And I seen this dude literally building a fire in the middle of the barracks. And I'm just a person that like I attract to peculiar things. So that attracted me. He took me under the wing. He was a little bit older. I think I was 20, and we both felt a common interest in networking and being businessmen. So that's how we met, man. That's how we really met.
All right, man. So listen, I wanted to have you on the podcast because you know how we talked offline about us talking about something not necessarily controversial, but just something that people want to listen to, like.
Right.
And that's why I brought you on the show because I like what you guys are doing. It's different. Plus your production value, and it's outstanding. I've learned a lot from what you're doing. So, and it just goes to show you that it doesn't matter how old you are, man. You can always learn from somebody else. So, all right. So, the first thing I want to ask you about is, what do you think about this? What's going on with COVID, man? What's happening here?
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah. Well, what do you think?
So I think you mean the whole last couple years or just current?
Whatever you think about. Whatever it is.
I think it's definitely being used as a tool to divide people, which divide and conquer is one of the oldest ways to conquer. You divide, you can conquer. But at the same time, if you ask me, in my opinion, a lot of this shit is almost war tactics. It's just not, bombs, and shit like that. And what I mean by that, where it originated and how it got over here and how it affected our democracy, I don't think that was by accident.
All right, so I'm going to show you and give you an example. So I just had an issue with something that happened with a friend of mine who basically got COVID, and they own a business and they were worried about their business. And I remember a long time ago, people would get sick, like you would get the flu. And listen, I would get the flu, and if we lived together, you would get the flu, and that the kids had the flu because we all lived together. So you're telling me this thing about people are dying, but who are the people that are dying? People that are overweight, people that are diabetic, high blood pressure. I mean, those people are definitely dying. I mean, it's definitely something real.
You're right.
But somebody like you or I will get it and we'll just get over it.
And a lot of, you're saying we should be more responsible for our actual immune system and our health and what we put in our body and things like that. And it'll higher our chances with COVID, just like it would with the flu or with cancer or with any of those other things. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think that this is being used as a scare tactic, and a lot of people have been put out of business because they basically don't have the choice to basically open their business because the government mandates and tells you that you have to close your business, and then you tell me that I have to wear a mask. I have to wear a mask, so I'm going against biology. So my body fights diseases every single day of my life, but you're going to tell me that I put on a mask. That's what's going to take care of me not getting COVID or me not infecting somebody else with COVID. What I'm telling you and what I think it is, I think that the government's controlling us. I think this is a scare tactic. And this scare tactic, really, the world in America, people have basically become sheep to something that we've been around for thousands of years and we've died from many, many diseases. Okay, people die all the time. I can't trust numbers that are bungled. If somebody has COVID and they've got terminal cancer, well, they don't die from terminal cancer. They die from COVID. So which one is it? Which one is it? But they actually died of COVID. They might have been infected with COVID.
The numbers were weird. They were weird. And then they go back and then they drop like that.
Well, and the fact of the matter is hospitals were getting money from every person that got COVID.
Is that true?
Right? Yeah, they were. That's from what my understanding is. I mean, I saw was it LeBron James? He was driving a fucking $500,000 Ferrari convertible, and he has a mask on. I mean, it's like,
and they was playing basketball with the mask on.
And this is a LeBron James. I mean, this man's a billionaire.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And listen, he's a great basketball guy.
So what's the solution if you were in a position? First of all, a lot of people say, well, get in a position where you can make a change. But if you were in a position to be able to affect change, what's the solution in all this?
Well, I just think we should have a choice as to whether we can go out or not go out. I believe that people are getting sick. I think that like I said, the people that are getting sick are people that have underlying issues. I think for the most part, people are okay. I'm in a community where people basically roll around with each other. If COVID was this thing that was happening and everybody was getting infected, how come people that are in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community, how come they're not getting COVID at like record rates?
Yeah, mats are very, very...
Now you can get a staph infection.
Yeah, that happens. But mats, I get it. What you're talking about, he does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and the mats it's sweat, it's germs, it's all type of bacteria constantly. And of course, y'all clean y'all mats over there in Monsuda, but I see what you're saying. It should be a higher rate if it just... goes through the air and it's airborne.
You tell me one NBA star, MLS, Major League Baseball, NFL star, or anybody that has died of COVID. Tell me somebody famous. Do you know anybody famous that died of COVID?
That's died. It's a few people, but I can't think of any on my head, like superstars that I can think of.
So that's what I'm saying, man. Is it a scare tactic, or is it really happening, or is it? I mean, like I said, because you put thousands and thousands of businesses out of business for something that. Really, it was something that was controllable. I mean, you've heard of herd immunity, right? Where if I give it to you, you give it to me. He gives
and then
we
all got immunity.
Then we're all good.
So you think it was a herd immunity thing? Where do you think this disease came from?
Listen, man. I have no idea. I was scared just as everybody else with this thing. But the fact of the matter is, like, listen, we live by references. I was in a combat zone in Afghanistan, fucking stirring shit.
Right.
Breathing in all kinds of stuff, living in fighting positions, not bathing. I mean, I made it fine. So you tell me I come back to the States, you tell me I gotta fucking wear a mask and that's gonna save my life. I'm gonna tell you you're fucking, I mean, that's ridiculous. Yeah. I go to a restaurant. This is not now because I think it's gotten better. I go to a restaurant. They used to tell you, go sit down, but when you go sit down, you have to wear a mask. When you sit down, you can take off the mask. That is fucking pointless. That is fucking pointless. If you have fucking COVID and you have a mask and you take it off and you're in a restaurant and you're in a closed environment, you're going to infect everybody in the room. Yeah. So it's fucking stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Right? You see what I'm saying?
It's like your breath is not stopping when you eat. It's not putting on holes.
I mean, listen.
That whole COVID thing, man, it's a lot with that, bro. Well, both of us agree is what follow the money, see who's making the money, and then it'll make a lot of sense, right?
Well, I mean, look at the drug companies.
Yep, exactly.
My son got COVID. It seems like he gets sick more now. I haven't been vaccinated. Listen, I'm 49. I treat my body like shit. Sometimes I may drink a little bit too much. I don't eat the right foods. I don't even think I've ever had COVID. And if I did, it wasn't anything to me. I mean, fuck, I got kidney stones.
What about those people that say, you know what, P? That's a little insensitive. My aunt died from COVID. My uncle died from COVID. Or what about those people?
But was your aunt overweight? Was she diabetic? Was she dying of cancer? Did she have? That's what I'm saying. Did she have underlying issues? I understand that. I understand. Listen,
you're just basically saying it's not this big bad disease. It's more to it.
I think there's definitely more to it, man. I think there's definitely more to it. But like I said, that doesn't give the government. See, the problem with the government is they tell us what we can do, but they get paid either way. If Nancy Pelosi says we have to shut down, okay, great. I have to shut down my business. Well, Nancy Pelosi gets fucking paid either way. That's the fucking hypocrisy with this whole thing. Now, if you're going to talk about, like, let's say the African-American community, you guys have the largest cases. Your case of the diabetes, obesity, you know your own.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You know, obesity is
huge. It's huge in America, but it's also huge within the demographic of the African Americans.
I think it's 70% of women are overweight in the United States.
Is it 70% of women are overweight in the United States?
Considered obese. They're talking about like the average woman now weighs 170 pounds. So basically, she weighs as much as a man. I mean, I weigh 172. How much do you weigh?
I weigh 179.
All right. Well, imagine if you're 179 and you're fucking 5'2". I was like, you're fucking fat. You're overweight. Listen, I had a woman that was 300 pounds the other day telling me that I was too close to her, and she had a mask on. I'm like, probably should be worried that you should be worried about the fact that you're 300 pounds. Not that I'm too close to you because I'm healthy. See, but that's what I'm saying. But which one is it? It's not common sense, man.
And see, I think me and you, the way we think when it comes to health, we think focus on what we do to our internal. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that kind of what triggers us when it comes to that health and that COVID. A lot of people think is I can block the outside world, and what we believe and what I believe for sure is that I'm going to take care of what's inside of me. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I feel what you're saying. It's weird for somebody that's not necessarily taking care of themselves internally to be like, why don't you have on the mask? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
Yeah, I feel that.
All right, so listen, man. Let's kind of scratch that. I just wanted to put that at the front, and then we could kind of move on. Yeah. What's going on? What do you think about, what we were talking about earlier about the differences, between men and women? And, I think things have sort of shifted now with, social media. And this is what I tell everybody. This is what a lot of people are talking about right now. If you're young and attractive now in America, you could fucking live in Oregon. And if you're a solid 9 or a 10, you can get attention worldwide with Instagram now.
And you talk about women.
I'm definitely not talking about dudes.
Okay, I'm just being clear.
Dudes are not getting fucking flown out to Dubai, are they?
You ain't getting none of that shit for being a handsome guy.
Yeah, so that's my point.
You get this is how you get the application to see if you got the job, you got the status, you got the work ethic, you got the mind, you got the family. That's what you get with that handsomeness. You get the application. And what you're saying is what I'm taking from you, you're saying if you're a young, beautiful, hot woman, you go past the application. You go automatic to the guy with the status.
I mean, look at all these women on Instagram that are on yachts. I know it's not their yachts. It's somebody else's yacht.
What if it is their yacht? 9 times out of 10, it's not what you say.
I mean, listen, they say that the richest women in the world.
What about those people that say you're insinuating that?
I'm not insinuating shit. Those are facts. I mean, come on, those are facts. Like the fact is if you're 23 and you're drop dead gorgeous and you're on a yacht on Instagram, if that's not your yacht. Me, I'm 49 years old. If I'm on a yacht, I have to know somebody. Right. I have to be somebody to be on that yacht. Right. You see? Because I have to work myself to get there.
Is that a natural thing or is that a natural thing or is that a societal thing?
I think it's just the differences between men and women, man. I think women are pretty much valued on their appearance from a very, very young age. You're fucking, when you were 22, nobody gave a shit about you.
You know what I was doing at 22.
And listen, I was married when I was, I got married when I was 18. I had to build myself up to the person I am today. Yeah. Nobody helped me out. Yeah. I mean, I'm still building myself as a man.
What about those women that say, well, you didn't get where you were because you were married for over 2 decades. Right?
I was married for about 28 years.
28 years.
I've been divorced for about 2 years. So now that I'm 49,
but she didn't play a role in that. She wasn't somebody that helped you out.
I say that all the time. My ex-wife today is my business partner.
Right.
So it's like, so my point is I do not undervalue women. I love women. I think women are amazing. I think men rule the world, but it's the reason why we live is because of women, so I don't want it to become like this is, I'm like, misogyny, how women like to say that because, basically misogyny is the hatred of women. I don't hate women. I freaking love women. I adore women. I love the company of women. I love feminine energy. Don't you? Do you like feminine energy? Feminine energy. Right?
I'm addicted to it.
I think because we all are. Yeah. We all are.
I like talking to women. I like being around women. Of course, that's clear.
Exactly. So my point is, Furby, is we have to build ourselves up, right? Like I like a particular woman now that I'm single, right?
What do you mean by a particular woman? You have a type? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So me personally,
you mind sharing that type?
No. So me personally, I tend to date younger women, between 25, 27, 28, whatever, around that area, about that age.
25 to 30.
No older than 30, I would say.
So you ain't dating. Girl, it don't matter what she got going on. She 30, you not dating.
Listen, man, let's say if I meet a woman and she has a child, this is just me being honest. she better be a 15 and a half. You know, because
so hold on. She got to be over 30. I mean, under 30. And she better not have a child.
I mean, I would not date a woman.
Why? Why you say
that?
Or
I would have to really think about it. Let's just say that. She would have to be a very, very special woman because, listen, it goes against human biology. Why should I take care of somebody else's children? Why? That's not my DNA. That's not me. That's not me. Right? So these are the things that we don't like to talk about in society, but this is true. Like equality. Listen, I
see some people gonna think you being barbaric. They like, hold on, man, that sounds like some animal in the wild shit. You know when they go and kill the baby that the mate had before they come in and take over because they don't want nothing to do with that mate's that female's child. It happens in a lot of.
But we are animals.
We are animals. I agree.
Okay, but listen, but the studies indicate that women can get over men a lot faster. Why is that? Because a long time ago, if I went into your neighborhood or into your village, I would kill all the men. The women don't want to die. They're like, yeah, I don't want to die. I'm just gonna go with you. That's why. That's evolutionary psychology. That's been built into them, right?
Yeah.
It's so everything. So we think that we're these special creatures. We're not. We're fucking humans. We think the same way. Most men have been surveyed, and they're like, "What kind of woman do you like?" Between 18 to let's say 70 years old. Most men prefer women between 18 and 24 years old. That's it.
Right. Now, what about if you was with a woman and you got with her at, let's say you got with her at your situation. You got married.
My ex-wife was 21, I was 18. 21.
So what about them people that's like, so would you just drop her when she turned 40 something?
No, as a matter of fact, most men that are in this, in the six figures, they stay married. You notice how Bill Gates stayed married forever.
Yeah, he did.
Most people that make in the six figures tend to stay together
because they become their partner. They become their business partner.
That too, but if it doesn't work out for Furby, those men are afraid that they know they're going to lose half.
Yeah,
I mean, you saw what happened to Bezos.
Shit,
right?
You gonna lose half.
So now she's the richest woman in the world.
Yeah, damn, ain't that crazy? I always thought that was the biggest flex in the world. That Jeff Bezos was so fucking rich when his wife divorced him. She became the richest woman in the world. God damn, that's fucking crazy. The motherfucker was so fucking rich that when his wife divorced him, she became the richest woman in the world.
It's unbelievable.
That is the craziest flex I ever heard in my life.
Yeah, so no, of course not. I'm just saying, me, as a single man now, why do I have the fear of dating women my age? Because honestly, Ferb, I don't want to date a woman that's been through so many relationships, so many heartbreaks, because the studies also indicate that if a woman has been with a lot of men, she's not going to be able to pair bond with me.
Well,
that's the differences between men and women. Men can be with a lot of women and it doesn't affect them. And I'm not going to say you're whatever, man. I could love a woman. I could love a woman with all my heart. I would be willing to die for her. If I have a sex with another woman, I will still love that woman unconditionally. I will still love her, right? I can separate between love and sex. We can do that as men because
you don't think women can do that? If they do, then you don't want them.
I don't think. But why is it? Listen, women they say this all the time. They say, how come it's okay for a man to have many women, and for women that are that have been with many men? Why is that bad? It's bad because you cannot secure paternity. You cannot secure paternity. If you have a woman can't secure paternity, why would you want to be with that woman? If you know that if she's carrying a child, you don't really know if that's your child, right? You have to be certain. But a woman.
But they said, well, it's 2022, P. You can get a DNA test.
It is 2022, but this is the way that we.
Because there's some dudes that don't mind. I know dudes, P, that do not mind their girl going around doing what they want to do. Okay. I know. Oh, I don't know them, but I've heard of them.
Okay, well, they're simps. They're simps.
They simps.
So why would you want?
Hold on. What is a simp? For those people that don't know,
I guess a simp is somebody that's basically at the whims and demands of whatever a woman says. Like, yes, honey, whatever you want, honey. How much money do you want? It's like, no. It's like we have certain standards as men. It's like if I'm with, come on, you have it.
Yeah.
Your woman's not going to be with other men. Is she?
No, sir.
That's unacceptable.
No, sir.
We as men, we find that disgusting. It's disgusting for. I mean, and that's the first thought that
I
comes
feel
to mind.
I can understand exactly that thought that come to mind, and see, this is not an opinion thing. This is how we feel. At least me and you, like
Most
yeah,
men.
that wouldn't feel good at all. It would feel disgusting.
And it also listen. Studies also say, or this is what people are talking about. Jordan Peterson speaks of this. Many clinical psychologists speak of this. When a woman connects with a man that she respects and admire, she doesn't want to have sex with other men. She doesn't.
So what about those times? Okay, what happens when she's like that, right? And then over time, she does open up to more men after a while. Did she get bored? Did she fall out of that?
She's losing respect for
She's
you,
lost
man.
respect. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
So that and a lot of times, do you feel that's throwing the responsibility of the man to keep his respect, or is that?
I think it is. I think it is because that's what I say. It's like, men are the leaders and women follow.
So there's responsibility in these roles you're talking about. And see, a lot of people, I know you, P. So a lot of people could easily say, oh, he's a misogynist and this and that.
Absolutely
but
not.
What you're saying is there's roles. And one, if I'm going to be in this role where I have to keep working day in and day, you say status, but it's respect. To earn your respect, to earn whatever the fuck we're doing together. It's my responsibility. It's not just I'm a leader, shut up and do what the fuck I say. I gotta keep you. It's just like when we was in the military, bro. If you're in charge of a squad, if you ain't got your shit going on, bro, ain't nobody trying to follow your fucking lead, bro. And I say this all the time. The difference between a leader and an influencer is a leader knows where he's going. A lot of dudes are influencing these women for real and running game on them, but they not really leading them in no type of fucking direction, bro. And they have no clear what a vision is. So I like how you said that, bro. Like you can lose the respect of your woman, but that's your responsibility to keep that respect.
For sure.
That's real, dog. That's some real shit.
And it's the same thing when, listen, I go out with a woman. I pay. I open the door for her. I open the door when she gets in the car. When she gets out of the car.
Every time?
Every single time.
I know. I see you.
When she gets out of the car, I always tell the woman, stay in the car. I'm going to get the door for you. I open the door. If we go out to eat and we go eat and she has to go to the bathroom, I stand up. When she comes back, I stand up. There's a certain respect.
But that's cultural customs. We both been in a bunch of different cultures, bro.
Listen, but I'm a traditionalist. That's what I'm saying. Okay. It's like women want traditional men. Well, that's fine. You can want a traditional man. Well, I want a traditional woman. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think women are losing themselves today thinking they
But Pete, do you want a woman right now? This at me asking
for sure.
Right now. I know you want woman company, but do you want that?
I have a woman right now. Okay. I have a good woman right now.
Okay. Cool.
I have an and as a matter of fact, my woman, she's boss. She owns a couple of businesses.
Shout out to her.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is when she comes home, she's submissive to me. Now, does it mean I put her in a cage? Absolutely not. I treat her like a princess.
Yeah.
But she cooks for me. She cleans. She's a feminine woman. I mean, what's wrong with being a feminine woman?
I have nothing against it. But in the world we live in, we got women that weren't born women. We got women that like other women. We got women that want to. What about those people? Are they wrong, or that's just you saying? Like not it's just
but those women still have gender roles. I mean, even in two females, you still have the one that's the macho, right? You definitely do, and you still have gender roles. Even in those roles, even with two homosexual men, you still have one that's more macho than the other. Okay. So you definitely have that. Even with that, you have gender roles.
So this applies for just any type of sexual, intellectual, and business relationship. Listen, all three in together.
I think so, man. I think a masculine trait. Listen, Jeff Bezos didn't become Jeff Bezos because he sat on his ass. That guy's a fucking animal. I mean, he's an animal.
That's the dog.
Guys that are high value men, they work all the time. Like they never stop. They never stop working.
They don't know about the 34-hour club I was telling you about. We the 34-hour club. That's what I call us. Mm-hmm. We got an extra 10 hours. Just tell yourself that. Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like. Just tell yourself that if you don't understand it.
Exactly. So, yeah, man. So this is just basic stuff. I mean, you don't think with what's going on in the world today, I mean, look at the women today, man. I mean, you have OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Right?
What's that? What the fuck does that got to do with anything? His dudes could get on OnlyFans.
Are men making the same kind of money that women are making on OnlyFans? Come on, man. I mean,
I don't have an OnlyFans account. That's what Reddit is.
There's
for.
A girl on 90 Day. Well, I think it was 90 Day. Yeah, 90 she's day. She's selling her farts on a jar.
She's selling her farts in a jar. What you talking about, bro?
Have you heard of that? There's literally a woman that is selling her farts in a jar to men.
And they buying that shit.
And they're buying it. I mean, feet. I mean, guys that are into like feet. Women that are into, larger women, chubby chasers, right? How come for us it's different? For the most part, we like women to be beautiful, feminine, right? Curvaceous, right? I mean, you get to those niches. Of course, there's niches in men, but for the most part, we have the same beauty standards. All men, we pretty much have the same. We know what beautiful is, right?
What is beautiful?
I mean, what is beautiful? I mean, look at any, I guess, supermodel. Look at any attractive woman. The ratio of her hips, the size of her breast, the size of her lips, right?
But they're gonna say you're objectifying women. That's just. It sounds like you're describing an object. What about the people that say that?
Okay, so the reason why I think we do that, or I don't even think it's a thought. It's not even theoretical. It's based on biology. The fact of the matter is, we look for beautiful women because subconsciously we know that could potentially be our wife, and if that's going to be our wife, she's going to bear our children. So of course we would want a beautiful woman because we would want our offspring to be not just attractive but healthy, and attractiveness is a sign of being healthy, right?
Attractiveness is a sign of being healthy. I believe. Yeah.
That's the reason. Listen, that's the reason why there's a $1 billion industry.
But physical attractiveness. Let me correct that. Like somebody that looks like they clearly exercise, they work out, they take care of themselves, they care about themselves. You get the feel that they're clean, they are healthy. So
yeah, but listen, but you say this thing about objectifying. I don't wear high heels. I don't wear mini skirts. I don't wear, I don't wear makeup. I don't do my hair. I don't do my nails. Women do that. And actually women do that for each other because women are in constant competition with each other. Right?
And you know what's crazy? It shows because that's a big industry right now. Nails, lashes, makeup. It really is. It's recession proof.
Yeah. And who are the biggest consumers? It's that 85% of the consumers in America are women.
Yeah.
Right?
So it could be recession proof because of what you're saying. It is recession proof. Because it's like shit. If I look pretty, at least
you got girls doing their hair when COVID was going on. They were finding basically hotspots where they could meet up and get their shit done because they gotta have it done. It was the thing.
I remember that these hair salons were like going passing, like they literally had people coming in.
Like it was bootleg fucking alcohol or some kind of shit, like a speakeasy. That's what it was. Like
they was getting the speakeasy lashes. Yeah, you're right though.
Exactly.
You're right. I got a couple homegirls that was getting their lashes done at the shop. They was like, "Oh, she gonna open up for me. I just got to pay her extra $50." I said, "God damn."
So all I'm doing, Furby, and like I said, this is exactly why I wanted to have you on the show, because a lot of men are afraid to speak today because we're afraid of getting canceled. Like I can't say anything anymore. I can't say anything. I mean,
what do you mean you can't say anything? You should say it.
No, I'll say it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I've done my time. Like this is what I tell my son. I've lived a life. Like I've lived a life, and I've lived, and whatever. So look, when I was growing, all these fucking young people, they can fucking run their fucking mouth all the time and say what they want to say. I grew up in that time. When I grew up in the 80s, right?
Right.
Donald Trump, everybody loved Donald Trump. Everybody.
Back in the 80s.
Rap music. They used to hang out with the fucking Clintons. He used to hang out with fucking Mike Tyson. I mean, he still does. Yeah. Not with the Clintons, right?
Yeah.
Right? He becomes president. Now, all of a sudden, he's a white supremacist, right? So you tell me, like, I grew up, dude, fucking Donald Trump is from New York, and I'm not one to be wearing a fucking "Let's Make America Great Again" bullshit because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm in the middle. I'm a capitalist. I just want my country to do well. That's Absolutely. It. That's all I want. I want my country to do well. I love this country. I think this is the greatest country in the world. But I am right in the middle. I don't even listen to I don't even watch the news anymore, Furby. But if you tell me that fucking Biden doesn't have some sort of neurological fucking problem,
I'm not a
then
Biden fan.
you
I don't
are
like
fucking
Biden.
smoking something. I mean, you tell me. I mean, this fucking guy can't even get off a bicycle. He needs fucking training wheels.
I was saying it the other day. In my opinion, Biden's a loser. That's just what I'm gonna say. He's a loser. You know what I mean? You get around someone like, nah, I ain't hanging. That dude a loser, bro. He losing. He's losing. He's losing, and it ain't even a competition thing. He's losing as a leader. But at the same time, you know how we both are politically. I don't like none of them. I have not liked a president in my conscious political thought process yet of my whole fucking life. I've not liked any of them. You know what I mean? I feel like the standard should be held a little higher as well. And with this shit that we got right now, it's bad, bro. I couldn't even work at fucking Walmart as the manager and do some of the shit he's done on national TV. For real, bro. I couldn't. You know what I mean? They held us to higher standards in fucking boot camp.
And he's been a career politician his whole life. And what has he done, man? He's done nothing. So, you know, and I don't really want to get too political. I'm just saying it's like you literally can't say anything about it. You know, but look, this is something that you can relate to. The fucking NBA and the WNBA. Okay?
The NBA and the WNBA. Yeah. What the fuck that guy? Come on, P.
So the WNBA was complaining. Some of the women were complaining because I guess they don't make as much money as fucking LeBron James, right? Okay, nobody watching. Listen, this is the fact. Nobody watches the fucking WNBA. Nobody. Who the fuck watches it? As a matter of fact, you know that they've never made a profit? The NBA sustains the WNBA. They sustain it. It's never made money. They can't dunk. Why is that? Because they're not as strong as men. If you're a basketball guy, you want to see the best of the best, right?
Yeah.
That's why you watch the NBA, right?
That's why.
Do you watch the WNBA?
I do not watch the WNBA.
Why?
I'm not interested in it.
Why?
Because I just don't like it. I don't like the status of it. I'm gonna keep it real. I like the NBA. They bring in money. They bring in people that want to go there. That's going to network down on that floor. The NBA has, they're more scrutinized. They got more responsibility. And I'm not saying the WNBA doesn't, but it's more. That's what I want. I want that. I want that has influence, that has leadership in the sports community.
But it's just more exciting though,
It is more exciting, the actual sport.
And it's the most competitive. Like when you go see professional athletes, you're seeing the very, very best. That's why you're paying to see those type of people, right? You can't compare the WNBA to the NBA. You know that there were a bunch of 14-year-old kids that played the U.S. women's soccer team. You know, they're the best in the world. They won two World Cups? Yeah. They beat them, Ferb.
When was this?
This is about a couple of years ago.
I ain't hear about that one. That's true?
13.
Who was on there? Hope Solo and them?
13, bro.
13-year-olds was beating the best women's soccer team in the world.
That's a fact. I'm not bullshitting. That's a fact. So
that's terrible.
You're telling me, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're telling me something that isn't. Men and women are completely different. We're totally different. If it was the same, there would only be one.
But it sounds like every time, and I'm just, being devil's advocate, So what about those like, every time you say men and women are different, you talking about what men are better than. Do you think women are better in ways?
Wow, I mean, women raise our children. That's the most important thing that you could have in society is the women raise our children. Women bear our children, right? Women create our families. I can't think of anything more important that in society than a woman. Like I said, we built this world, right?
Yeah.
We built this world, but it would be nothing without a woman. I'm like I said, I'm the biggest fan of women. I love the ladies. I love women. I love, just like you, I love feminine energy. So I'm just saying there's differences.
You think do you agree that women are the most valuable, not their sex, but women as a whole is the most valuable thing in the world?
Women are brilliant. Women are brilliant when it comes to business. I already said my ex-wife is my business partner.
Yep.
If I have a question about anything, I go to her all the time. Incredibly savvy, knows a lot about everything. She knows a lot about this business, things about this business that I don't know.
I know.
And I started this business.
Right.
I developed this business into what it is today. But listen, if you have a wife, she helps you with your business, right?
Dog. if it wasn't for my wife, bro, I'd probably lose my motherfucking head.
All right, guys. So there you go.
I'll probably lose
so
my
there you go.
motherfucking
Just
head.
to make sure for all the women out there that think that I'm a misogynist or that I hate women, that couldn't be further from the truth. I love women. I just want to point out that there are differences in between men and women. Like I said, if you're 21 years old and you're smoking hot, you're going to get into the club for free. You're not going to have to buy drinks. And hell, if you find a guy.
But what about them girls that don't go to the club, dog?
What about the girls that don't go to
the
club?
What if they are of that status? What if they can go pay for it and they can take care of whoever the fuck they want? What if they, women, men, whatever, they got their own yacht, they got their own Corvette, they went to school, they did all that. What's the problem with that, P?
There's not a problem with that at all. The problem with that is like they're most likely going to want something. If they're already bosses, well, they're going to want a super boss.
They're going to want a super
boss. Because a woman could say all day long that, oh, well, I'll take care of them. She'll take care of them for a certain time. But after that, she's like, bro, like, you got to make shit happen.
Yep. You see
what I'm saying?
And you've been married you was married for 28 years. I've been married going on 10. I know what you mean. Like, it doesn't mean everything always going to be perfect because you're the leader. Exactly. But at the same time, we ain't sitting down on our ass for long. Even if we go down, it's like, nah, I got to get the fuck up. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying. There's a leadership responsibility. You know what I mean? There's a responsibility with that shit.
And I'm
gonna just say something. You said something about Oprah earlier. You said no dude want to marry Oprah. What if Oprah don't want to marry no dude because they ain't boss enough for her? What if that's the case?
Well, she don't want to marry nobody.
Right. I fuck with Oprah now.
Right.
I fuck with Oprah.
But she don't. But look at Oprah too.
She ain't got no kids. Do you think so you definitely think the point of life is to have kids?
That's exactly the point of life. You want to procreate.
Yep.
That's what as men, that's what we're designed to do. You know, it's the same thing. It's like, imagine.
So what if the woman got the kids, the man is gone, is she still good? Now can she go boss up?
I mean, she better boss up.
She got to take care of them kids.
She's got to take care of them kids. I'm just saying it's going to be a lot harder for her to find a man that's going to accept those kids because all I'm pointing out is reality. It's like, I didn't make the rules. I just play by them.
Right.
A guy that makes a lot of money isn't looking for a woman that already has kids. That's all I'm saying, man. But women get in their feelings about it like I'm speaking something terrible.
What women are you talking about? When the last time you talked to a woman about this stuff? Do I need to get some women on this show?
Listen, I think we definitely need to get some women, but I will put money, the right woman, an attractive woman, right, will tell you the same thing that I'm telling you because they know how.
Why she got to be attractive?
I mean, would you say? I mean, listen. The saying goes, you know why guys don't like ugly women?
What?
Because they're fucking ugly. That's why, right? I mean, come on.
Hey, but what about the whole quote? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. With some dudes like what they like.
Okay, so a guy that is not good with women, he'll say that all day long. But you fucking give him a Lambo and $1 million, and he's gonna be looking for hot women. I mean, that's just a fact, right? I mean, they all say that. I mean. Look, the proof is in the pudding, Ferb. I like beautiful women. I am who I am. I've done what I've done, okay? I could have all the money in the world and be terrible with women, too. There's plenty of guys they're fucking guys of money and they're terrible with women. They're fucking terrible with women, right? So it's not just about having money, bro. You got to have the personality. You got to have the mouthpiece. You got to be able to know how to dress. You got to be fucking confident. When you take a woman out, she's got to know that you're the leader. She's got to know that I got to take you care of, right? She has to know that. If not,
she ain't gonna respect you,
and she's not gonna be turned on by that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's why men.
So you basically trying to give dudes game.
I think I'm trying.
Is that the purpose of for the old breed?
For the old breed is create. I'm trying to help these young men out there. I'm trying to help these young men out there, and I just want to tell them that what I've said to you before. Don't chase women. Chase excellence. If you're a plumber, start a fucking plumbing company. If you work in landscaping, start a landscaping company. You know, work on being excellent. Want to adjust that?
Yeah.
So that's my point. And I'm just trying to give these guys some tips. All these guys that are like, you know, guys don't like nice guys. Why is it that women always talk about women like bad boys. Women like bad boys because bad boys will call women out on their bullshit. A nice guy will be like, "Oh, you're so beautiful. No, honey, whatever you want." Like, who wants that kind of a man? That's not a man. You have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and be like, "No,
that's a servant.
I don't like it, and I don't like your attitude, and I think that's stupid." You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be a man. You can't be a simp. You can't be a guy that's just like, "Oh, yes, honey, whatever you want." Because at the end of the day, she's not going to respect you, and she's definitely not going to want to keep you. You know, she's going to maybe use you, right? She maybe take all your money and then she'll fucking leave because she doesn't respect you. That's what I'm saying. If a woman truly admires and respects you, it's disgusting for her to be with other men. That's how women think. That's how most women think. Now, is it all? There's always going to be a woman that's going to be like, "Oh no, I have random sex and I don't care." And I'm like, "Yeah, great. Well, I don't want to be with that woman," right? Who always talks about this thing? What is it? A master key that opens many locks is a master key, right?
Right.
But a lock that opens with any key is just a shitty lock, right?
Right.
Just a shitty lock.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. I agree with that.
And men that are good with women are respected. Why are they respected? Because it's hard to get women.
Right. Because
it's work. You gotta put in work.
You got to cut the key. You got to make sure the key goes in smooth. You got to maintain the key.
Yeah.
That key can't chip just a little bit. And I guess that key being good and still opening that lock is that respect.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? If any key can get in there, then it's not a lock at all. It's not a lock at all.
What the fuck?
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's why women can't see the difference between a woman that sleeps.
But when you say women, you ain't talking about. Is there women out there that are these women that you're talking about that would help the relationship and make us grow together?
I think definitely, but that's how men know they've got a good woman. Imagine you meet a woman, she gets up in the morning, she makes you coffee and makes your bed. You're like, "Man, that's a good woman right there. That's a good woman," right?
So making the bed is a good woman?
I'm saying it's a woman that's adding value to you. That's all I'm saying. She's adding value to you. It's like, listen, okay, we went out to eat. I paid for the food. I picked you up, whatever. I did whatever. I got us a nice room or wherever. That's just feminine energy. That's it. I'm not being a sexist pig. I mean, what's wrong with a woman getting a coffee for her man? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with a woman making the bed for a man? What's wrong with that? Is there something negative about it? Like some women are like, "Well, I wouldn't do that." Well, then you're not going to get a man then. You're not going to keep a man because you're not adding any value at all. See, some women think they just have to be hot. It's like, no, be more than
I say this a lot, and excuse my language. I say this a lot. Like, pussy has no value to me, like at all. At all, like whatsoever. It's like if I just want to feel, if I want to get off, I can go get off by myself. It's also what you're bringing. It's not even also, it's what you're bringing. That other shit is, you know what I mean? It can be figured out, but it's what the fuck you're bringing, you know what I mean? And I say that for me with my wife, she excellent. You know what I mean? Me and you got a lot of the same values, and I can say me and my wife, we work very well together. We got some of the same thought processes, but at the same time, in this society we live in that has a lot of people fooled, we do have to talk and communicate on a crazy, transparent level. And I think that's where a lot of people run into their problem with their relationships. Like you said, you say it all the time in this way. You said people are scared to talk about real shit. It ain't just that. Some people are scared to stand on what the fuck they believe in. It's like there's dudes out here that believe, yeah, I do pay the bills. I should be able to request certain things, but they would never say that. And in a way, it's hurting you because you're not telling her that. You know what I mean? So she just practicing over and over what's happening, and you're not clear on who you are as a leader. So you're just influencing this person without even knowing where the fuck you're going. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, okay. Look, I hear him over there. So it's the same thing with women that are overweight now on TV. If you're overweight or you see an overweight model, it's like, you go, girl, you're empowered. If you're a guy, you're like, no, you're a fat piece of shit. Go work out, right? But see, we can't be honest with women anymore. We can't, right? But then you got women that want to be like Kim Kardashian. It's like, dude, she's a hoe. She's a hoe, like really,
What?
straight up. Right now.
Why Kim Kardashian a hoe?
I mean, come on, man. Like, how? Well, you know, what's her claim to fame? She made a sex tape with Brandy's little brother, right? Right? Is that's
she made it Ray J.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Now you know what's going on with whatever. I don't know what the latest news.
But
is
you know
with
what's
Kanye.
crazy? You know how she got in the room with Ray J?
How?
She dated Nick Cannon.
She really?
She was with Nick Cannon. She's been with Reggie Bush. She's been with Ray J.
I know
She's been with
Reggie
Kanye.
Bush. I didn't know.
She's been with what's the dude now? Pete Davidson. I'm forgetting something.
Oh yeah, that goofy bastard. Yeah.
Yeah, you think he's a simp?
He's definitely.
He's
a
absolutely a simp.
He's a dork, man.
He's a dork. He's a
come
dork.
on,
I don't
remember-
like Pete Davidson at all.
So,
He's a simp.
all right. So there you go, man. So how much was that? Was that about a half hour?
That was good, man.
I think that was pretty.
How you want to round it up, man?
We got a lot of good stuff. I would round it up with, listen, I think that we should do this again. I think this is a topic of conversation. I think this is something that people want to hear. What do you think?
Absolutely. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You know, I do Get Legit podcast and a couple other things. Like I told you earlier, this is my brother, y'all. Period. This is my brother, period. And I actually want to be on here more consistently if you will have me.
We got to do it, man. We got to we'll bring Lo. Of course, she's always welcome.
You gotta get Linwood on here too, so she can cuss your ass up.
Bring her out there. Listen, I have no problems with Linwood. I would never disrespect anything that she's done. I know, like I said, I know she's had a hard life, and that kind of like.
And she's an intelligent person too, man.
Yeah,
she's good. I can't wait till y'all's episode. We gotta get it because it's gonna be good.
Yeah. And listen, she's Mexican, man. So she's, I'm Chilean, so I'm part of la raza.
For sure.
For us, you know what la raza is, right?
No, what's la raza?
La
For
raza
me
means,
and the people that don't know.
La raza means the race.
The race?
As in the brown race.
Okay.
As in the Latino race.
Got you.
La raza.
La raza.
The beautiful thing about la raza, too, is that just like Americans, we're fucking black, brown, fucking,
right.
We're all types of shades, Dominicans, whatever. So, dude, we definitely got to do this again because this is what the people want to hear, Fur. What do you think?
I think people want to hear this shit too, bro. You know I do. I wouldn't be saying or talking about it.
We got to get real, man. Let's do it. So, all right, brother. Well, listen, thank you so much for being on the podcast, man. I really appreciate it. All right, brother. All right, so guys, this is for the old breed. We are out. All right, man. That was legit, bro.
That was good, bro.
See?
How y'all like it? Let me read these comments. Boy, P, I know they was cussing your ass out. Let me read these comments.